For whatever reason, if you haven't known, a bunch of anime sites got taken down. One of my favorites, Aniwave, is what I used to use to record all of my reaction videos. Actually, it was taken down, I want to say about like yesterday or 2 days ago at this point. I got on one, it was just gone. And if we're going with opinions, whether it's morally right or wrong, I feel as though, yes, you should legally pay for the sites like Crunchyroll and High Dive and etc. But like, come on, realistically, they don't have everything. They don't. That's just how it is. Sadly, there's not much we can do about that. But regardless, we got Chibi reviews. Had a video come out a little earlier, so we're not earlier, but yesterday we're gonna watch.
So
that.
it's trending, and everyone is discussing today on Twitter. Oh my.
Yeah, it's always some pedophilia shit, you know. With I'm not gonna name them people, but yeah. Let me move my camera out the way so you can see my man Chibi. There you go.
Let's ignore that one for now. So, anyways, let's get into this. Let's get into this little situation here.
This is my life, bro. Do you see the sites on this damn thing? They got Anix, Aniwave, which are basically the same thing. They got Zero. They got freaking Filmoflix. They got everything I ever freaking seen. The only one I'm not seeing here is Kiss Anime that they got taken down however long ago.
Where a bunch of pirated websites basically were taken offline, and some of the pirate sites even went out of their way to make a closing statement.
Bro, this damn song was playing in my ear for like 30 minutes, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from for the longest. But as soon as you try to log on to Aniwave or any of the sites listed or whatever, you get this little message basically saying, whoopsie daisy, you fucked up, we're done for.
Basically
we got hit.
Saying it is the end of the road, they're done, they happen to close shop, etc. And I think anyone that has been a part of the anime community for more than at least 5 years is probably already seen how this has happened time and time again.
Yeah, but like, look, they always bounce back. They have to bounce back, and everybody keeps saying it. Every time I see it on social media, everybody's going, "Oh, I should gatekeep my website. I shouldn't tell people." Blah 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 blah. Sadly, give it a few years, few months, it's just gonna happen again. You know, it's just how the internet is, I guess. They're gonna catch the people or whatever eventually. That's just how it is, sadly. And the real question isn't even if it's good or bad or if you should do it, but like, in my opinion, support the people that you look up to and whatnot. But at the same time, bro, who the hell wants to have 15 subscriptions to watch 5 different shows? Like, that is fucking retarded. I personally think it's stupid. It's a waste of money. And then every damn subscription be like $9.99, and then they be $11.99 for the one without ads. Why the fuck is that even a thing? It makes absolutely no fucking sense at all.
Really discuss
Piracy, it's just dumb.
It's not just discuss the future and what this effectively means. And there is one thing that has definitely been ongoing a lot, especially this year for anime and manga. It is that Japan is really heavily cracking down on piracy. I mean,
yeah. Especially with that recent shit recently, with the Netflix being leaked and all that, they are cracking down on everything.
Like Most Wanted,
which, to be fair, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It does. Where you literally saw some of the biggest leakers in the anime industry.
Yeah.
To the revelation of who was basically the kingpin of all the leaks for Shonen Jump. To, you know, seeing like a bunch of different companies now cracking down and trying to arrest people. Or
yeah, so they start making it an actual. I mean, it's already been like a crime, right? But it's like jaywalking. People do it. People know that people do it. But realistically, unless some dude's having a bad day, they're not really going to care. But recently, it's beginning big enough to the point where they can't just ignore it. Sadly, that's just how it is.
These sites down.
Like, personally, I said it in the beginning how I say support the original creators and this and that. And, you know, I can totally understand certain people that use these websites because who's paying 50 subscriptions and stuff. But at the same time, when you leak big shows and show the whole world, I'm sorry to tell you, but I personally believe you actually should go to jail. It's one thing to watch it for yourself or to watch it for criticism or whatever, but when you're actually stealing from something, at that point you're just wrong.
But it's really something that Japan has heavily been trying to focus on, especially this year. And so we fast forward to today's date, and we see the announcement of all these different sites here closing down for good, shutting down. This is obviously going to have no effect.
Oh yeah, about to say that. Yeah.
I bet you thought I was gonna say it's gonna have some effect. No,
Nah.
this is not gonna have.
Because give it like a few weeks, we're gonna have another 15 websites pop up out of nowhere. It's gonna happen eventually. Like yeah, it's gonna happen. Watch.
And let's explain. So anyone, like I said, that has been around in the anime community for 5+ years, or hell, if you've been on the internet at all,
I used to watch back in my day. I'm not even that old, okay? I'm not that old. I'm only a little over 20. I'm pretty young, but like, I fucking used to watch anime on YouTube. I watched Seven Deadly Sins. It's a good anime, actually. Well, it's not a good anime, but it's one of the ones that I watch on YouTube in a little square box with the filter on top.
How
like
Piracy works. When you
they'll get it some way.
Get rid of one weed, three
get
more
it some way.
Place. In this case, even if theoretically 100 different pirate websites were taken offline,
okay, Chibi. I understand. And I agree with you here, but don't jinx it, okay? Just don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
That's exactly what will happen. Piracy is something that is ingrained in the internet. It is not something that will just disappear. There would have to be,
for the most part, sometimes it's understandable, but if you're using it to like sell the product and this and that, then I feel like, okay, maybe you're not necessarily in the right.
Radical change in just how the internet functions just to get rid of piracy. And even if internet was radically changed to some way I can't even comprehend, I still don't think piracy will ever truly be stamped out.
There's no way, unless they just start arresting people like every other day because they posted that one Netflix reaction or anime reaction, or if they start seeing sales drop so low but people are still watching it, maybe I guess, but that's not realistically gonna happen anytime soon. At least it's not going to.
It is something that is just so ingrained in the online space. There's just nothing you can do. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that these companies, the official companies and license holders, should not try to stop piracy. But one thing in particular when it comes to piracy, and it's the age-old saying, piracy, for the most part, usually is a service issue. And I am someone that...
Yeah, because people wouldn't pirate if Crunchyroll really had everything. Now, would they? Because, come on, it's not that... It's expensive, right? They got that, like, good, big old mega fan tier. But for the most part, it isn't that expensive. However, it gets expensive when you have to have a Crunchyroll subscription for anime. One, like, here's a good example. I was just looking at it actually recently. I watched Gushing Over Magical Girls, like, the whole season. It literally just got me monetized recently and all that stuff. It's not even on Crunchyroll whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure it's on, like, High Dive or something. Now, both of these are not that expensive separately, but why the hell would I want to spend over $10 if I'm just trying to watch one show that they don't have? That's dumb to me. That makes absolutely no sense, and I don't like that practice whatsoever.
Because piracy in this case, when it comes to anime,
makes no sense.
Is so ingrained in the culture that I feel like piracy is... I feel like piracy goes hand in hand with anime and manga. Like, you can look at maybe the entertainment industry, like gaming.
The difference between us is that, like, it's not that we're doing it like, oh yeah, fuck the creators, X, Y, and Z, but we know that there's a disconnect between your favorite, I don't know, the people who make manga I think they're called like mangaka or something. I'm probably totally butchering that title. But anyways, the people who make certain mangas, like the creator for Attack on Titan, I bet you there are plenty of people that probably pirated Attack on Titan, even if they wanted to show support, just for the fact that certain companies just don't get the licenses for everything. That's just how it is, I guess. And we know that there's a disconnect. That's just how it is.
You look at it for regular live action movies and TV shows.
That's how it is.
That stuff gets pirated. But I truly think that anime and manga, I don't know the statistic, but I'm willing to bet you that in terms of the actual base, the people that actively consume anime and manga and light novels,
right,
most of the or majority of the actual consumers are probably people that pirate stuff. I'm willing to bet you. And it's
correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm probably wrong with what I'm about to say, right? But it isn't like the literal Fire Stick, isn't that basically like pirating, or am I tripping? Or no, at least the jailbroken one. Am I being dumb right now? I feel as though that's literally what it does.
Ingrained in the very
I may be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure.
I just don't think that it will ever really dissipate. Because one of the big fundamental reasons why there's such a huge chunk of the anime and manga community that are pirates is because of service issues. And
Yeah.
I've actively discussed this in the past, and so let's highlight a few things. Let's talk about this. So I want to go on record to say that, yes, I do have an active Crunchyroll subscription, High Dive subscription, Hulu subscription, Disney Plus subscription, etc.
Okay, yeah, see, look, that's where I stop. I don't care about that Hulu shit and Netflix. I got Netflix, but recently they've been pissing me off with the whole you need to get the upgraded version that has no ads, even though I'm still paying for it. It makes absolutely no sense. But you see, he probably just said 4 different things. That's already like $20 right there, $25 right there. Like that's crazy.
Etc.
That's crazy.
But the reason why I do this is because obviously, yes, I do want to legally support these series and these different offers,
right?
But also, to be completely blunt, I can use them as tax write-offs. I'm just gonna be honest here. That is one of the big reasons. But
I didn't know that.
I will say, and I'm no better than anyone else, I'm not saying I'm a good person or trying to have a moral high ground, I also have pirated stuff. Hell, I literally made a video.
I feel like you probably shouldn't say that legally when you're on video, but I'm not too sure.
2 days ago,
I'm a nobody, so I can't say nothing.
Coliseum, and how I pirated that just to be able to read it.
Right.
Because let's be completely blunt here. There is a lot of manga, not just anime, but a lot of manga that are out there that just do not have a license holder to where you can legally read it. One big prime example of this is Kingdom. Kingdom is a massive manga. It is absolutely insane just how overwhelmingly popular Kingdom is.
I don't know what Kingdom is whatsoever, but I definitely heard of it at least. Or at least I'm pretty sure I heard of it.
A manga. And it still does not have an official English release. That is, honestly, to this very day, I reference it a lot, but it still blows my mind. Because it's like, you look at the sell numbers and the charts and popularity of Kingdom, it's like in the top 5 most of the time.
And it's
okay?
crazy.
And
it's crazy because I remember hearing or seeing this with, what was it, Chainsaw Man that came out a little bit ago or whatever. I'm saying a little bit ago like it was yesterday. But I remember hearing that Chainsaw Man was a crazy success. Except for where it mattered because people liked the anime. It was popular. There were memes on Instagram and on Twitter and this and that. But people weren't really buying the stuff. And this could totally be wrong as of August 28th, 2024. But I'm just saying that's what I remember hearing and seeing people talk about, that they didn't actually sell that well numbers-wise. So it makes sense to me.
It makes sense to me, still, man. With like, oh man, I think it has like 40 volumes at this point. It still does not have an official translation. It's just such a loss of money, but it makes a lot of sense why there is just piracy for the series. And obviously, when you open the door up for something so massive like, for instance, Kingdom, that has millions of readers, people are going to pirate it, and then they're going to branch out and probably pirate other things since they're already on a pirated website. Yeah,
exactly. See, he gets it. It's not that we're like, I'm going to be evil and pay for this and pay for that. If I could pay $15 and get everything I wanted anime-wise, I would do it. But sadly, that's just not the case. Sucks, but it's not. As of right now, at least, it's not. It's just how it is.
And so this stems back around to the whole piracy.
I definitely would too.
Is a service issue.
Well,
and I feel like a lot of companies, for the most part, they don't understand that people don't want to have to pay monthly subscriptions for 5 different services to be able to read or watch something.
Exactly. And then it's like, bro, I'm not paying one subscription for one show, bro. Like, I'm currently watching Z Nation on Tubi or something because I couldn't find it anywhere else for a while. Like, that is, why do I have to go to some random ass thing just to watch one show that I wanted to watch? That is dumb. It's not for the consumer. It's not for me. It's not for you. It makes absolutely no sense. It's not for there's no benefit at all. It's just dumb.
Again, the only reason why I do this type of stuff and I pay for it, besides obviously the legal means, is it is a tax write-off. I'm going to be blunt. Nobody wants to pay $7 to $10 for each individual subscription service. The only subscription service, I want to be completely blunt.
It's YouTube. I pay for YouTube Premium. If he says that, I'm going to laugh. Because that's the only thing I pay for and I find actual goodness in it or whatever.
That really is worth the money, and I am not sponsored, I'm just being blunt here, is Viz. Viz is like $3 a month for an entire massive catalog of all the stuff in Shonen Jump that's pretty much ever existed. That's
I've never heard
huge.
of Viz. I might have to check out Viz.
Now, I'm not saying you have to go and subscribe to it, and I know it's not offered in every single country, which gets back into the whole service issue problem.
Another
all
thing.
I'm saying is that
You just can't win.
You can't expect the average watcher of anime, especially those that are probably either in their early 20s or even in their teens.
I am in my early 20s. He's calling me out right now.
Especially with the boom of anime as of late in the last 4 or so years, where a lot of people in their teenage years are now getting into anime, you can't expect them to be able to pay like 3 to 5.
Or even if we are able to, because I feel like it's not that you literally have no money, because those same teenagers and people in their early 20s that he's talking about will spend $300 on random shoes and a new color for their car or whatever. So it's not that it's literally the absence of no money, right? It's not the case. It's just the fact that it makes no sense. The value is not there. At this point, it's not there, because generally you get on Netflix, you watch your 5 regular shows, and you watch 3 random movies, and that's all you're generally on there for the most part, at least, unless you're a weirdo, I guess. But it's the value is not the same as what everybody, or as what the price is. There we go. It's not the same. It's not worth it.
Subscriptions a month.
Then it's just getting more and more expensive. Like, it'd be different if the cheapest Crunchyroll thing was with ads or whatever, and then the most expensive had everything day one that is supposed to come out. But that's not the case.
Now, this isn't something that's obviously just an anime issue. This is just an entertainment issue in general.
Yes,
you have stuff like Netflix, you have stuff like Disney and all that, you know, have just, there's so many subscriptions out there, like HBO, Paramount, and all this. It's like, the reason why people went online to watch stuff like Netflix was because it was better than cable.
Yes, bro, I just saw memes about this. The whole reason why you had all these subscriptions, because you had it on the go, no ads, and now we getting the same damn things with ads. Seems like sometimes less shows and or old shows that nobody actually cares about to fill in the random blanks of whatever theme you're looking at, and it's just annoying, bro. It feels predatory, or whatever the word is.
Cracking down and trying to wrap.
I didn't mean to do that.
You know, streaming was just a much simpler alternative to cable back in like 2008 and onward.
Yeah.
And so you fast forward today, you know, streaming services are becoming the new cable. They are.
And yeah, they're coming worse than cable, because cable was a set price. You had generally everything. On demand came out, you had generally everything. For the most part, everything. And
controversy about a month ago to where Disney was literally advertising a subscription plan with ads, and it's just like,
yeah,
you realize
why is that
reason why people went to the streaming
and we're
service?
And you know the craziest part isn't even them doing that, because whatever, they're a company has to make their money, right? That's not the crazy part. The crazy part is that people will be like, oh my god, this is horrible, and then they will buy the fucking thing and keep pushing. Yeah, you say one thing and your action is telling the company that it's okay. You're adding on to the issue. Literally, it's horrible. It doesn't make any sense.
In the first place, was because they didn't want to deal with commercials, ad breaks, and stuff, and they wanted stuff to be convenient. They wanted stuff to be able to access when they want, not be bombarded with nothing but ads and stuff. And I know these companies need ads and stuff or whatever to get paid.
Right, we understand.
But it's
we get
that's
it.
the whole point of subscription plans.
Right.
And when you're putting ads into your subscription plans, all you're going to do is force people to get rid of the service entirely and go down paths of just piracy. And so the thing is that it all circles back around the main subject. Everything is a service issue. And hell, if we want to go even further and talk about some of the reasons why other people would cancel, not just from ads, etc., but it also kind of comes down to controversies within the space of translation.
Exactly, bro. Oh my god, I've been hearing about that. All the people, not all, but a lot of the people putting certain Western agendas and changing translations. Like, I personally did not know that. Like I said, I watched YouTube back on the YouTube days. I was probably watching the bootleg Indian version of certain anime, and I didn't even know or care. I just wanted to see the person kill the bad guy and not wait 3 years, right? I recently learned that is a big issue recently with translations saying one thing but not even being close to another. Like, the world is insane with this. It makes sense why people want to try to get it from the original source.
Something I've actually discussed and talked about for a while.
It's really,
when you have a lot of translators
crazy.
or localizers bring in their culture lore and their agenda into these different shows or manga in general, you know, people are going to be adamant by just not wanting to even subscribe to these services or supporting these services.
Why would they? It makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't add anything. Nobody cares about the 3 gay or transgender or black guy randomly, and I'm saying it as a black guy because when you add these type of things in certain shows just because you're trying to check off the checklist somewhere, it doesn't add on to the story. Like, it makes no sense.
And they will go to fan translations or even machine translations just to be rid of the agenda pushing from localizers. So when you factor all this stuff in, these companies keep shooting themselves in the foot. They keep doing things that obviously just fundamentally...
I need to actually watch this. No longer alive in the world. People keep telling me to watch that.
Push more and more people away, and that's not even getting into the fact of, you know, different countries not even having access to these actual official means of watching or reading.
Yeah, and that's where all the VPNs come into play. You ain't hearing from me though, but just saying.
And that's another thing to talk about. Let's just say hypothetically there was a country that Crunchyroll or High Dive or whatever wasn't in, and let's say, you know, you had people within that country, they...
Yeah, how the hell are they gonna watch it now? Exactly. So this is a really good point that he's bringing up, because how would they? The only real option would be to get a VPN, change their location, I quote, and or pirate the site. Pirate the content, whatever the case may be, but it's
accessing some of their favorite stuff, maybe Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, whatever. They start accessing that stuff illegally on pirated sites, and then about a year or two later, you have the official companies like High Dive or Crunchyroll or whatever come into that country to try to actually make a subscription plan. Obviously, why would someone that's been pirating like content...
Right, because as soon as the site gets taken down, sure, I'm pretty upset about it. It sucks or whatever, but then I'm just gonna go to the next one. Like, there's no... If I had a choice, why would I choose to pay more to get the stuff with the agendas, wrong translations, and or not on time? It's not good for the consumer. Now, if you guys want to watch the full video from Chibi, go ahead. I'll leave it in the description somewhere at the very top for him, because, you know, I'm reacting to his video and everything. I basically reacted to the majority of it, but to just end this video off with, I agree, it's dumb. It makes no sense. Chibi is completely right. These companies are getting a little too big in their head. They want us to pay $20 a month for 100 out of the 2,000 shows that are actually out there, and it just makes no sense. I feel like it's dumb. It hurts the consumer, and as a whole, we can all agree that we want to support this person and that person, but it's not worth it. Sorry.